You know, my kids listen to it, so I can't say much. Motor school, bad motor school. My daughter can't say it.
All right. I am always hyped after some good music. Y'all ain't no fun. I be wanting to be up here dancing. I keep telling y'all I got knees like Megan, but y'all don't be rocking with me, so we can't have a good time. Y'all like this. Now, if we was somewhere and there was a whole bunch of people and y'all jam came on, y'all would be high-fiving, grinding like we did back in the day. So y'all probably don't remember that. When I was younger, we used to go to the skating rink. It was called Saints. And we be in the skating rink. We'd be hunching and grinding. Boy, I swear to God, I probably was pregnant a whole bunch. Don't tell nobody. Sorry, husband. I'm sorry. It was pre-husband. You got 18 years of my life.
Okay.
I'm giving you 5 kids. Just saying. And 4 dogs. Well, 6 dogs. We lost one. I know, right? Going to the skating rink.
With the club for teenagers.
Yes, indeed.
That was our club. Or the parking lot of the gas station once we got a car.
We had one in Shreveport called Crystal Palace.
See, that's what I'm saying.
We didn't even go there.
Right, you didn't go to skate. You went to meet your little boo thing. Y'all was over in the corner. And if you got a booth, you was winning.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm telling my business, but whatever. I can do that now. Just don't tell my kids. Ain't no telling what my kids doing though, because Lord, gee, I started early. First one at 15, and we just kind of kept having them after that. Our oldest is 22, so there's no telling what he's done. I mean, he did give us a skirt once, Lord. I thought I had a grandbaby on the way. Woo, Jesus. Over in Korea, fucking with them girls. Damn, Carlos. Shit, you couldn't even wait till we got back to the States. I ain't gonna never be able to see the goddamn baby no more. Shit. But thank God it wasn't to be. So he good. Getting ready to start his 3rd year of college. No kids. He is batting 1,000. Anyway, again, this is what open mic night is about. See, we have a good time. We rock, we roll, we do all this fun stuff. So with that being said, again, like I said, we're doing things a little different tonight. You think you coming, but you ain't.
Got him.
All right. So we have a newcomer coming to our stage tonight. He is a comedian we heard great things about from Shreveport. Shreveport has been popping lately. The last couple people we've had have been from Shreveport, and they have been on point. I feel like I need for y'all to tell y'all friends and tell y'all friends to come on down so we can get, because apparently y'all say Shreveport is popping. Have them come on down so we can be popping here in Leesville. You get me?
We're gonna make it pop.
Make it pop. Well, next we have coming to the stage is a wonderful comedian by the name of Mr. David. You want to come on up? I don't know your stage name. I apologize.
No trouble, no trouble.
Yes!
Ooh.
So happy for everybody here to watch comedians regain their sea legs after not performing for a year. It's going to be fantastic. I want to rest all your fears right now. I will make nobody stand up. If anything, I want you more comfortable. If you've got a comfy blanket in the car, you want to turn some chairs around, get a footrest, you got somebody you know and trust and love that wants to give you a foot massage, I'm welcome to all of it. Get comfy. One thing I gotta warn you about. It's the main thing about me, honestly. I am not what you would call your standard issue comedian. Most comedians want you to laugh, have a good time, and think of them fondly. I feel like there is enough comedians doing that I have decided to do the exact opposite. I want you guys to root for the show to be bad. I want you to borderline not enjoy it at all. I want you to not have a good time. This sounds very strange. This sounds very out of control and insane. I understand. Let me explain my reasoning and rest your fears. I want the couples to have amazing sex tonight after the show.
Yes.
Other comedians want people to laugh. There's plenty of people that can make you laugh. I want you to go home and have amazing sex tonight. And that requires me being bad. Why is that? Because let me explain something to you. When you're a couple, I'm assuming you two are couples right here. This is geared exclusively towards you two now. When you're a couple and you like the same things, isn't that nice? When you like the same things, you're like, oh, you like this? I like that too. You have a nice time. It's fun. It's great. Have you ever hated the same thing as a couple? like truly dislike the same thing as a couple, isn't that the best thing ever? Isn't that the ultimate aphrodisiac spice? When you're just like, God, I hate that person. I hate that person too. We will talk about it for 40 minutes. That's what I want. I want that when you leave this show tonight. Be like, God, can you believe he said that? I can't believe he said that. And he wasn't even funny. I know his whole job was to be funny. Bruh, 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 bruh. You won't even make it home. You will pull into the nearest Goodwill parking lot and do terrible, nasty things to each other. Things so nasty, you'll be like, I can't even wear these panties anymore. I have to donate them. As soon as they hit the open air, they burst into flames. Like, you're gonna have to get rid of your entire back seat of your car. What you do with it, who's to know? You're gonna have to donate that somewhere, get it out. That's what I want from the show tonight. And I will be selling maps to the nearest Goodwill after the show. You're not gonna want to Google it. You're gonna want a physical copy. So let's start off with this. Normally I start off with a little preset thing, my core today. I went to the liquor store up the road, and my friend told me that they had a straight up like condom machine in the gas station. I'm not gonna lie to you, I have not seen one of those in 15 years. I have not seen a condom machine in a bathroom in 15 years. And what he said shook me to my core. He said it was 75 cents per condom. 75, it used to be 25, all right? It used to be 25 cents per condom, and my dick is the exact same size now as it was then. I get it. Condoms are the one area where you want inflation to hit, but it's still unfair. A little bit about me, my personal history. I got dumped recently. Yeah, I say that for the all. I really say that so that all the single ladies in the crowd know I am a bargain. I am marked down. One smile, I will repaint your entire kitchen. You throw a wink my way, I'm sorry, what size do you want your deck? We'll build it tomorrow. I'm old school. I believe that a trip to Lowe's is the way through a woman's heart. Yeah. I will remodel your whole house top to bottom. But, yeah. That 75 cents is worth it. It'd be really shitty if the 75 cents wasn't worth it, but carry on from there. But part of being single, let me hear it from the single people in the house.
Woo! That's right, friend. Woo!
Yeah. Woo! I'll woo with you. I'll be right there. But I've had to start getting on dating apps again. And I don't know if you guys have been on dating apps recently. I've seen it from both sides, because I've had female friends that have been on dating apps, and that shit is terrifying. That is, I don't know why it happens the way it is, but I had a female friend open up her Tinder profile, and the messages she had it was a tsunami of schlongs. It was a cacophony of cocks. You understand what I'm saying? It was a truly devastating amount of dick pics. I felt like I needed to call FEMA for the amount of destruction that was on that girl's phone. And honestly, I have a problem with dating apps. Not on like people finding each other, not on people finding love. I don't mind the actual effect of the dating apps. What I mind is that there's a sub-effect that nobody's talking about. The sub-effect is that, listen, as men, we are constantly in pursuit of women. We are looking for good women. We want them to pick us in one way, shape, or form. And an important part of being picked as a man is being removed by the dating apps, because an important part to being picked as a man is the woman's fear of dying alone. And dating apps completely ruin that. I like to sit in that for a minute. I'm not gonna lie, that joke's never worked. Joke has never worked. I've been working on that joke for 2 years. It has never worked. You say fear of dying, and I honestly, I know, I say fear of dying alone. I should know that the game was up past that. But I can't not do it. But what I can do is rapidly transition to a ridiculous subject. The first witch burning must have been weird. Everybody forgets that there had to be the first witch burning. Like, it caught on, weirdly, and it was a trend after that, and everybody was like, well, we have to burn witches because that's what everybody does. And nobody's mom was like, well, if everybody else jumped off a bridge, would you do it too? And you'd be like, well, if we had to prove she was a witch, probably. But the first witch burning, the first guy to go into what I imagine is some medieval village and pitch the witch burning must have been incredibly difficult. Because he would have had to go there and be like, this woman is a witch. And everybody immediately would have been like, what's a witch? We don't even know what you're talking about. You're the first stranger we've had in town in 6 months. We're borderline thinking of killing and eating you, so... But we'll indulge you. What's a witch? It's a person that practices magic. What's magic? It's a dark force. It makes your crops grow larger. It curses your enemies. And these women dance naked in the moonlight. So are we throwing these women a parade? What exactly? So, just let me take down some notes to make sure my wife doesn't get into this. You're telling me dance naked, curse my enemies, and make my shit grow long. How do you expect us to burn these women? Well, they're against God. Man, God hasn't come here yet. I don't know what to tell you. We are pagan as fuck. We got 3 stalks of corn and that's it. There's 90 of us. Must have been hard. That was some determination to get witch burning together as a thing. So, naturally, I didn't perform a lot during the pandemic, so I had a lot of time on my hands. So I decided I have some time on my hands, I'm going to solve some problems. There's some problems in the world, and you know what? I'm ready to tackle them. So I started out with traffic. That didn't go well. As you can clearly see, there's still traffic in the world. Global warming, that was immediately gone. And then I came to terrorism, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to solve terrorism. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna figure out how it goes. Now there's the I went through all of them. I went through the classic solution of, invest in more education and infrastructure so that the need for a terrorist organization doesn't arise in these countries, and create an international effort that allows refugees to transfer easily and kind of remove these socioeconomic things that cause terrorist organizations to go through. But that's a lot of words. That's a lot of words. I gotta have people read these. So instead, I went to the source. I decided to tackle it in a more practical manner, something that people would love, something that people would understand, something that people already want more of. And so I discovered the Achilles heel, the ultimate weakness of all terrorism. And it's titties. What is the opposite of fear, destruction, and death? It is in fact the titty. Hope, light, life, all spewing forth from its magnificent tittydom. Now some of you may be like, David, that is not an answer. Can you provide some cold, hard facts for us so that we can truly get on board with your plan? Yes, I can, as a matter of fact. I crunched the numbers, I ran the statistics. 3 places that have never had a terrorist attack ever: Daytona Beach during spring break, Mardi Gras, and any strip club. 0. 0 terrorist attacks at all of those locations. And Mardi Gras especially, you could fart and kill 9 people at Mardi Gras. And yet still never a terrorist attack. Now why is this? What do all 3 of these locations have in common? Could it be bare-breasted women? Perhaps. I think that terrorists get it. I think they get it on a fundamental level. I think they know that if they sent some young terrorist over there to kill themselves in a suicide bomb, they know that they would look up in the middle of a crowd and see 9 beautiful titties all in a row. One girl just wanted to show one, because if you show one, you can still get into heaven. Like, just lefty, and you're still a good girl. But, not showing both, but just lefty. See those 9 beautiful titties, and they would go, you know what? My God is wrong. I'm gonna go have me a bacon margarita, and we're gonna figure this shit out. I'm gonna start day 1 today. Then came the big one. Racism. How am I gonna fix racism? There's the classic approach, there's the right approach. Preaching love, tolerance, understanding one another, the fact that we should learn more about each other's country and culture and grow and become closer together. But every single person that has ever said that through history has been shot, so I'm not going that route. Not going that route at all. Instead, I decided to come up with a new approach. Again, something exciting, something cool, something we could get on with. And so I kind of dug deep, and so what I came up with is All right, so it's going to be a little bit weird, but so basically, I'm going to have one night of the year where all murder is legal. I know, you've never heard of it before, it's completely original, I came up with it. It's never been shown in any way, shape, or form beyond that. But here's the thing. You will only get the number of kills you have based on your minority's percentage of the population. So white men, 0 kills. Read a history book, we've had our fill. All right, we're done. White women, also 0 kills. If you don't like it, you're 51% of the population. Feel free to go to a voting booth. You can change it any time. All you got to do is be on the same page. It's never going to happen. Then we come to some other groups. Black men, 3 kills. Seems fair, seems honest. Black women, 7 kills. Yeah, it's pretty difficult. Plus, I'm going to add an additional bonus 2 kills, but those bonus kills only apply to either your boss or your children. Just because, like, the months leading up to it, I want it to be a lot like Christmas, where the kids take out the trash without being asked, and they'll hop on those dishes real quick, and your boss will be like, you know what, takes Friday and Monday off. You earned it. You work so hard around here, you're fine. Native Americans, 50 kills. And I'm gonna throw it in here. I'm gonna give them Predator drones too. Just even this right out. Now, some of you out in the crowd who've been crunching the numbers have looked at this and gone, David, this is a ridiculous plan. If everybody only takes half of the number of kills you've allotted them, that will completely wipe out the entire population of the United States. Yes. You know what else it'll eliminate? Traffic. It was a traffic plan the whole time. There's no more traffic anymore. You just get on the gas, you go. Nobody's going to stop you. You got miles of open lane. I think about things sometimes. I think about things I've learned. I think one of the most important things I've learned how to pick the correct place to drink. It's very difficult. There are lots of places to drink. There are thousands of them. And no matter what, every single place, you don't know where the best place is going to be. But I've figured it out. I know how to pick the best place to drink. It's very simple. It is a 3-step process. All you do, walk up with confidence, with strength, honesty in your eyes. You go up to the bartender and you say, what's the craziest shit that's ever happened in this bar? If this man has to think for more than 3 seconds, leave that bar. It's not a fun bar. If he looks away, he's about to lie to you, leave that bar. And listen, most bars, it's gonna be pretty boring, you know? Oh yeah, wet t-shirt contest, jello wrestling, one dude lit another dude on fire. You know, classic stories, we've all seen them. But I've received the perfect answer to this question. I was in Nassau, Bahamas, and I went to a bar called the Fruit Loop. Sounds like a gay bar, I rolled the dice, I figured it wouldn't be. I'm like, it's a Caribbean vibe, it may not be. I rolled the dice, and you know what, I was right. So, sometimes it's good to gamble. Walked in this bar, looked at this bartender in the eye, said, what's the craziest shit that's ever happened in this bar? This man did not blink. He did not hesitate for a second. This story came out like it was in a goddamn holster, just... He said, 1 man, 2 women have sex in that tree while neighborhood children throw peaches at them. I'm not a religious man, but I knew in that moment I had found my home. I said, sir, set me up a cot in the back and get me a third of whatever they were drinking. I'm never leaving this magical place. I didn't end up doing it right, though. I just ended up masturbating in the bushes while an old woman threw grapes at me. So close, I just didn't go hard enough. I've also learned the correct people to drink with. And 18-year-old, definitely listen up. This is going to serve you well. This is going to serve you well in the year and a half before you start illegally drinking, and then 3 years after that when you start legally drinking. Yeah, no, 19, it's Louisiana. 19 is the wink legal age. I've learned the correct people to drink with. Drink with the elderly. When I say the elderly, I'm not talking 50s. I'm not talking 60s. I'm talking 70s, 80s, 95, and up. That is who you need to drink with. All right? They have no fear of anything anymore. You are in for a good time. They have no fear of anything. It is so amazing. And listen, the main thing about drinking with people that old is the fact that, like, you get the stories. You get the stories of a life well lived, all right? Because I'm not gonna lie, I've drank with when I was 21, 22, I've drank with people my own age back then, and it was just like, what are their stories? Oh, yeah, turtle jumped off the roof, broke both his legs. You're like, that's a terrible story. Listen to somebody who's 85 years old, out of bar, matching you shot for shot. He's gonna look at you and go, 1978. Me and Willie Nelson, butt naked in the Arctic Circle. That Nazi polar bear came out of nowhere. All we had between us was a shoelace and a toothpick. We had to kill that bear and skin it for warmth. But then Willie Nelson had a show, so Jimi Hendrix showed up in a Black Hawk helicopter to pick him up and take him there. We won that day, and every day after. Let me tell you guys something. I wrote that entire story. I know it's fake. I know nobody's ever going to tell that story. You know how good that story is? Every time I tell it on stage, goosebumps, still, to this day. Best thing about drinking elderly is at the end of the night. Because at the end of the night, when you're drinking with people 21 to 26, like, it's a terrible ordeal. It's absolutely god-awful. Because it's like somebody's crying, somebody's vomiting, you have to spend half an hour of your night looking for somebody's shirt, because they're wearing a shirt, they bought another shirt and threw it into the gutter, and now they have to have it, even though they threw it in the gutter. It's a terrible way to end your night. And it happens every single time. Now, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning comes around, if you're drinking with somebody that's 65, 70, 80 years old, they're just gonna look at you dead in the face and just be like, IHOP or prostitutes. Either way, we're gonna eat something that's gonna make us sick. Both it is. Get syrup on them titties. Get titties. Hope, light, life, everything. Everything. So, those were both teachable moments. And so I feel like I'm rounding to the end here, but I'm gonna give you another teachable moment. I know, for those of you that are single, and I'm hoping that this applies to both of you men as well, if you have the chance to be with somebody that is dyslexic, take the opportunity to do that. Yeah, dyslexic men are the best at eating pussy. I say that unafraid of any controversy. Dyslexic men are the best at eating pussy. You may be asking how? How and why? Think about it honestly. What's pussy spelled backwards? Did he just reshape the game and change what pussy poppin' means? You're damn right I did. Did that for all of you tonight. Fellas, no, it does not work in reverse. It does not work in reverse at all, because we all know that cock spelled backwards is just... I can't. Mercury's in retrograde. I can't. I will call a planetarium tomorrow and get Mercury out of fucking retrograde. Oh, man. The last thing I want to leave you with, this is a note of positivity. This is a note of something that I realized that was wrong in the world and I wanted to fix. Little people can only 69 with other little people. That's the only way it works. They have their that's the only way it works. And listen, it's a problem that cuts both ways. Really, really tall people can only 69 with other really, really tall people. That's why the WNBA was invented.
Oh, man.
But I wanted to change this. I wanted to reshape it. I wanted to leave a legacy of positivity in my life. So, got my pad out, got my pen. After many hours, I invented a new sexual position, so that the short and the tall can enjoy mutual mouth pleasure at last. I call it the less than 9. Patent pending, I also might call it the bad for the back, but good for the crack. I want to thank all of you guys for coming out tonight, and hope you continue to have an amazing night. And more than anything, I hope that you find your case of dyslexia and find your way to a Goodwill parking lot. Thank you, good night. You small, welcome back up to the fantastic host.
All right, y'all, let's give Mr. David another round of applause. Oh, man. I was over there crying, y'all. That's my real laugh. He had me tickled. Man. All right, you can come to the cookouts. You're good. Okay? Okay, just know. You coming back to Leesville? All right, as long as you come back, that's all we matters. All right, guys, we're going to move it on along. Like I said, we switched things up a little different, so we done got you here. We're going to bring you down, then we're going to take you back up. So next we have our amazing poet that's coming up, Mr. Justin.
Figure out how to turn this off real quick.
We know you don't need it.
Just put this over here real quick. Just set it up. All right, can everybody hear me? Testing.
Yeah.
All right, so, my brother came over here, killed the freestyle. Nick came, told the awesome Pac story, followed by the awesome comedian. But with Pac being one of my favorite artists and one of my favorite influences, I also want to tell a story too. So, coming up in Shreveport, Louisiana, and at the time I was probably, around 12 years old when this song called Changes came out. I was living on East 81st, City Grove. Anybody from Shreveport kind of know what I'm talking about, know the area. And I came up under old school parents, so for the most part, I grew up listening to mainly the old school groups like Temptations, Betty Wright, all that, just the old school soul. So it wouldn't be until 12 years old, sneaking watching MTV, I heard this song called Changes, because with Pac's birthday coming up on June 16th, I wanted to share it. So Changes started out like this. It said, I see no changes. I wake up in the morning and I ask myself, is life worth living? Should I blast myself? I'm tired of being important. Even worse, I'm black. My stomach hurts, so I'm looking for a purse to snatch. Cops give a damn about a Negro. Pull the trigger, kill a nigga, he's the hero. Selling crack to the kids who the hell care. One less hungry mouth on the welfare. So at 12 years old, them words still echo with me to this day. Help influence the poet I am. And it just led to me just writing over time and being where I'm at now. So, as y'all do know, I'm leaving soon, so getting ready to move to Kansas. I know, tell a sad story, but this is gonna be this poem is untitled, and it's just a collection of thoughts that I have. So, just bear with me. It's nothing on the news but the blues. The headline said Derek Chauvin was found guilty, which was followed by the killing of another black youth. They say you live in the richest country in the world, you should be cool. But what's the world worth having when you can't tell the truth? They call me angry, they call me woke, they said I'm a black man that just get madder. But let's tell the truth. Let's tell the truth. They call me angry, they call me woke, and they call me a black man that just get madder. But I think it's truly sad that we have one race that have a slogan of stop the hate and another one questioning if their life really matters. See, they get mad at Cap for taking a knee. They get mad at protesters who protest in peace. And then on the other side, this crazy spectrum of life, we have blacks killing blacks over neighborhoods and turfs where they don't own a house or a single fucking street. And as a poet, this is the shit that truly inspires and infuriates me, especially when coming up. My job slogan was telling me to be all I can be. So I chose to learn, I chose to see, and at that point I chose to open my third eye. And I start questioning things in this world, and I said that we need less division and hate among each other, and we need more unity. See, I learned that we need to hold those responsible every time that a mother loses her child and have to cry, and that to these ignorant motherfuckers out here, you cannot always be the bigger person. Sometimes you're gonna have to give a ass a reply.
That's it. All right. That's it.
Let me break it down to this. See, I don't believe in no race superiority. I feel that we're all God's children, and if you cut us with a knife, we all bleed. But with me, I'm proud because I'm black to the blackity black. So I know I come from a strong heritage and creed. See, my DNA went from Nigeria to slavery to segregation to me being a poet that's right here and right now that's standing. And I am deeply rooted in the purpose of righteousness to the point where my DNA is still expanding. But back to the topic at hand. Just because you was born with a dick don't mean you a man. And just because you don't have it, or just because you have a clit, it don't make you that bitch, because we have genders that are constantly pulling each other down when they need to be working together and shit.
All right.
So let me tell you this.
All right.
to those that are going through any kind of mental struggle right now, I want y'all to adhere to this message. Be strong, be strong. For right now, you are going through darker days, but I promise you it won't last long. You feel like you're in a sunken place right now, you can barely see the light, but being someone that's been there during parts of my life, I promise you're not alone in this fight. And for those that are abusing drugs, please don't let it cause you to drown. The reality is life is you can only get so high, but the truth is at some point you're going to have to come back down. See, we still have money for war, but yet we struggle to feed the poor. We have homeless vets that serve their nation, but they can't get any kind of help or any kind of help with their life or any kind of help with their mental status as they walk through people's doors. To be continued.
Well,